Hi everyone, it's August the 18th, 2019. It's almost 10 a.m. and we're at Lake Sutherland, just east of Ramona, California. And I saw this flickering of light on top of the lake here, and I wanted to show it to you and try to describe what I'm seeing. Okay, so I have a theory how it relates to universal gravity. And in detail from the sun, the rays are made of positive energy, and I call them Lightons. They're super packed in there with gravity. When the star went through the black hole, it compacted all the little energies into a small space, which is the star. Okay, so the star is now sending out positive energy in all directions, all the way around the whole sphere. Those light rays that come out are wavelengths, and those wavelengths consist of Lightons. The strength of the wavelength is based on how many Lightons are within the wave. The more Lightons in the wave, the tighter and more compact the wave is, and the faster and more powerful it is. So the light waves, when they go through space, are reacting with little tiny Lightons of equal charge. I call it Lighton, like the light is on, for the positive, and Lightan, T-A-N, for the negative. So as it goes through space, the wavelength gets less. That's why stars appear dimmer from a distance, because the light wave is reacting with the negative Lightons in the space. And when they reach the atmosphere of planets, for example Earth, we have a lot more oxygen and nitrogen and things in the air that Lighton wavelength will react with. So and that's why we feel heat in the atmosphere, and the weather systems are caused by that. So as you look at the lake here, you can see that the light rays are hitting the water, and what remaining light rays don't react with the water are bouncing and reflecting up here toward us. It almost looks like they're flickering off the top. You can see there's like a magnetic wave coming up the top of the water. So each molecule of water is made up of H2O. Those are atoms, and each atom has a proton and a neutron. For example, hydrogen atom. Each atom has 3 little charges attached to each proton and 3 charges to the electron to hold them together. That's called an electromagnetic charge. So in my theory, I learned that I heard of a quark before, and after my theory, I went online, I looked, and it said that a quark has 2 ups and 1 down. So in my theory, the 2 ups are the 2 Lightons and 1 Lightan for the proton, and the electron has just the opposite. It has 2 Lightans and 1 Lighton. When you add these together for this molecule, you have 6 total microscopic charges, and those charges will be the total equilibrium of the bond that holds together the proton and the electron with the hydrogen atom. And then each time you step up to a new molecule, or atom, you'll have atomic number of like 2 protons, and you just add in the next equal number of microscopic energy particles to match the equilibrium. So that's my theory. Okay, so then what happens is when the light ray actually hits the atom, the positive will react with the negative, just like a magnet. If you have 3 magnets there, and you have 2 positive magnets, you have a negative magnet facing and a positive facing the same way. If you approach those 2 magnets with a magnet, let's say it's a positive magnet, it's going to push away the other positive and grab onto the negative magnet. So in my theory, what's happened here at the positive light wavelength of the light ray, when it hits the molecule, the atom, it's going to attract to the negative Lightan. It's going to bond together and go in the atmosphere, and that's what helps create gravity with our motion around the planet. When you add all that together, that's gravity, and that's our atmosphere. Now the molecule, once that light ray grabbed onto that negative Lightan, that molecule is now out of balance, equilibrium, so it's going to immediately pick up another Lightan, individual Lightan is floating in our atmosphere. Okay, so now it's bonded, and this happens at the speed of light, so fast, and that's why you feel heat on your skin, because we have atoms in our skin, and that's why we feel like an object is warm when you touch it, and that heat also is transferred through the oxygen and nitrogen in the atmosphere as the light hits each one. Okay, so then these Lightons, they go into our polarity of our Earth, and our Earth, if you look at the pictures, they show a polarity going around the Earth from positive to negative parts of the Earth. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but there's a polarity. In my opinion, what happens is the negative Lightons that are floating around will go up through the polarity, or through the polarity to the outer space and be right on the edge of space. And then in space, it has its own equilibrium of Lightons. So any extra Lightons that the Earth don't need, it will push off into space, and then those will float on down through space to the end of our solar system, where our sun can push its light waves as far as it can go until it pushes up against another star's forces. When all those different systems all together push forces together, they push to the path of least resistance, which is what energy does. It'll push to the most path of least resistance, which will be where the black hole is at. Sometimes black holes are probably small and not even noticeable, and other times, if there's matter nearby, it could start pushing them in or pulling them in. So, and in my opinion, there's no pulling, it's all pushing, because all stars push. So they're pushing everything into the black hole, and then once it gets through into the black hole, on the midway point, on the other side, that's where all the matter gets pushed together real tight, and it creates a new star. Once it gets pushed together all tight and tight enough, and its forces are more than the forces that are pushing it through, this here star will start pushing against the black hole and push itself away from the black hole. That's just an opinion I have. So based on the science, of positive and negative, it will push through all these systems till it gets to a point where all the different systems are pushing stuff through there. So then once it finally reaches to a place of equilibrium, it will create its own that star will then start pushing out and having enough force to push out on other systems. And that's my theory of universal gravity and how things work. So thank you so much for watching the Helpful Logic channel, and hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.